I did. I've been concussed twice in my career, and that's over a long period of time. That's kind of 13 or 15 years, and recovered fully from it. Had good support and care through that time. But I think the game has evolved an awful lot, and I think in particular in the women's game, as it goes from amateur to professionalism, the kind of medical support and understanding of S&C and daily training environment allows players to be kind of physically in the right environment to be able to cope with the demands of the game.
Yeah, and what were the symptoms you had when you had concussion?
I didn't really have any symptoms afterwards, to be honest. I think just at the time I just got a knock on the field and would have known about it. Was taken off both times and then recovered afterwards. So I think there's screening tools now with regard to what happens when you get a knock, with your scat tests and so on, and I would have followed those protocols with the medicals.
And yourself, Marcus?
Yeah, I suppose I played in the amateur era and then into the professional era, so I've definitely seen things change, but I definitely had a few concussions myself, and I suppose in the early days it was a case of carry on, but now it's the care that's there is very different, and it's really, really impressive how it has evolved so quickly. And even from my time playing, I was, you would have been stood down if you had concussion. So that was over a short period of time to be able to do that. And where it is now with all the care that's there, as Lynne was saying, I think that's really, really important that it's acknowledged that there is concussion issues there, but it's the care and looking after people, and particularly for our past players afterwards, that to alleviate any of the worries they might have about the future. So that's the key to it, is education and making sure the care is there.
How do you hope these new measures, the new brain service, will work for ex-players?
I think it'll inspire players to take care of their own health. I think for most people, and particularly men, they probably don't go to the doctor as frequently as they should. But I think when you have something in place like this, where it's easy to access, the tests can be done in the comfort of your own home. I think it's more accessible now for all our members, and making sure that people use it. And then I think once you get one or two that are starting to use it, they spread the word themselves. And I think that's the key, because there's a community there that still look out for each other and look after each other. And that's where the strength of it is, really.
And Lynne, have you tried any of the tests yourself?
Yeah, I'm still to do the tests, but from what I understand, is they're quite tricky, and I think that's kind of part and parcel of the education process that you go through. So if for example through the tests, if it's quite challenging to remember something in 60 seconds, whether it's vegetables or fruits begin with F or whatever, I think the process of you recognizing in that time that this is quite difficult is actually demonstrating really good executive functioning. So the idea being is that if you have results, even having gone through tricky tests, and the results are quite normal, I think that will reflect that your brain health is quite positive, and you're being reported on that through RPI and through your GP, and in the right place if there was any abnormalities that were to come up. So I think that's probably part of the education process. I think us realising that when we forget our keys, or if something happens, it's not to catastrophize it as such and associate that with a reason why we should be worried. But with good education, like things like this, I think fingers crossed that would be positive.
I mean, is it something ex-players worry about?
Yeah, it is, and I see it on the ground when I'm working with past players. It comes up in conversation an awful lot, and you have that rugby element of it because they've all played rugby and they're concerned about that. But then you have other individuals who might have family history of Alzheimer's or whatever it might be, and these are the concerns they have. So it's to be able to do something, to be able to act on that for them, and to be able to say, look, you can go and do this assessment. You've got the backup of a GP behind you, you've got the backup of RPI, and if anything comes of it, then we can act on it. And if there's nothing there, if everything is okay, then you have the knowledge that you can come back to this in a year or 2 years' time or 3 years' time to retest, and you have a baseline now to know where you're at. And I think that's going to be the strength of it, is that continuous of players coming back to us, and also that they can avail of other supports that we offer to our past players, and this is a great chance to get that out there to them as well.